American basketball star Brittney Griner pleaded guilty to drug charges in Russian court yesterday. Griner's plea coming on the second day of her trial there, and more than 4 months after she was arrested at a Moscow airport, where Russian officials said they found vape cartridges containing cannabis oil in her luggage. One of Griner's attorneys told reporters after the hearing that Griner admitted the vape cartridges were hers, but said she brought them to Russia unintentionally because she packed in a hurry. Griner's legal team also issued a statement writing in part, quote, considering the nature of her case, the insignificant amount of substance, and BG's personality and history of positive contributions to global and Russian sport, the defense hopes that the plea will be considered by the court as a mitigating factor and there will be no severe sentence. Griner faces up to 10 years in prison. Her next hearing is scheduled for next Thursday. We'll be following that, obviously. Joining us now, though, Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas. She just returned from Europe, where she was representing the U.S. at the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. She has been speaking out on behalf of Brittney Griner, and we thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. What are you hearing about the possibility of Brittney Griner either receiving a shorter sentence or being able to come home in any way? There's been apparently no contact between her and her family, or very minimal.
Well, good morning, and thank you so very much for having me. If I might offer my sympathy to the Japanese people for the assassination of former Prime Minister Abe. But it is clear that the Russian judicial legal system is worse than a paper tiger. There is no legal system. And I want Americans to imagine that the charges against Brittney Griner included smuggling. They were charging her as a major trafficker of drugs. Frankly, what happened to Brittney Griner and whatever happened in terms of what she had would have been in any court of law in the United States a dismissal or an acquittal. And so what had to happen, this daughter of a Vietnam veteran, daughter of Houston and daughter of Texas, is there had to be a strategy. I started working on this issue about 5 days after she was detained, around February, which, by the way, everyone should know that it was within days of the Olympics, and Russia had been embarrassed, Putin had been embarrassed by doping charges. And here he has a call that comes like a gift. We have Brittney Griner, a two-time Olympian, WNBA player, but more importantly, someone who played 7 years in Russia. So here we are with bogus charges and the worst treatment that you could have for a defendant. You're in a cage. And so the idea of this plea was to allegedly begin the process that Russia would move her through what they call a trial. There will still be a trial, and they still have to present witnesses. And in the meantime, as I met at the OSCE, we made pronouncements about Brittney, about political. Importantly, what we want to do is to move expeditiously the negotiations, which will include a potential swap. That's what has to be the future of Brittney and Paul Whelan.